Hello Dr. Carter, I'm Anaïs Martin and in my video I will try to respond to your voice thread number 3 about clouds, applications and narratives. So as I try to improve my video editing skills, I made a little video just for you. This way it will be less boring, I guess. So let's go! So first, what's a cloud application? Basically, it's a way to have an access to informations or documents located on a remote server. You can use it as a storage, as a way to share documents, etc. I must admit that I do not use a lot of cloud application because I have a real trust issue with these platforms, but they are essential, I agree. For instance, to realize our application demonstration we made about Telegram and Wire, it was wonderful. Indeed, we exchanged all the videos we made, really in order to create the final video, and this would not have been possible really without those clouds, or it would have been possible, but it would have taken ages. And that is maybe the first thing that I really like. That's the simplicity uh, of using those platforms and the idea of saving time, really. I use almost on a daily basis the application WeTransfer. It's a cool cloud I use to exchange heavy documents or movies, downloaded legally, I swear. But I also use Google Drive to work with my colleagues and my friends on the same documents. It's very useful because we can add comments and there is a little chat, so you are able to work together even if you are not in the same room or at the same place. And this represents a huge advantage for me since I live 2 hours from the university, and that's free. Also, your documents on the cloud can either be shared or kept private. I do not have a personal private cloud because I do not really trust private clouds. I am always worried that someone will get access to my data, to my photos, to my files, and that's possible indeed, according to the articles we put on Evernote. So for that, I trust my hard drive. I also have one application that gathered all my clouds. It is called CloudFuzz. With only one application, you can have access to all your accounts on the same platform. It's a real game of time. You do not have to enter all your passwords each time you want to access to a document. It's really great. According to an article I read, I think last week, it was entitled "Why to Move to the Cloud." There are plenty of advantages to these applications. Clouds, for instance, allows company to make efficient encryption backup, which can be very reassuring for businesses. Also, you do not have to install anything here again. You can make a real gain of time. You can have a full monitoring access to of your virtual space. You received your informations about the platform evolution, the space you have left, the number of documents, the type, the movement realized, and the connections too. So you can know if you have been hacked. There is a real transparency that I like. So if there are advantages, there are also drawbacks and dangers. But to what extent are those clouds dangerous? And here we have, I think, the controversial question of confidentiality that I mentioned earlier. Our data can be stolen insofar as they are stored in an external service we do not control. So the private life question appears here. Your personal information can be sold, either you're a company or an individual, and these informations can be used against you or damage your company's credibility. So you have to make sure to use a secured cloud, choosing, for instance, a cloud with encryption. I think we have to remember that we are in an age where people are invited by informations, and it's harder and harder to keep their attention. So you have to be creative and to reach them deeply. So for me, the narrative dimension is the best way to create value and to reach them. We have like an incredible capacity to perceive information when it's presented in the shape of some creative story. Indeed, the fact that a narrative stage a character and refers to events that you live or that you could have lived generates patience, and this patience allows these patients allow the viewer, the consumer, the people you want to reach, to feel something. So people might forget what you said, what you've done, but they will never forget what you made them feel. A brand can like provide a solution thanks to several facts which will echo to individual experience, which will echo to personal feelings, and this is possible thanks to like an identification process. Um, this approach is really important and very used in advertising, and I have a lot of examples, but I will talk about one that I really like because it's very inspiring and it appeals to be open-minded.
This is Chris Mosier. Morning, Chris.
Morning.
Chris is the first transgender athlete to make the men's national team. Hey, Chris, how'd you know you'd be fast enough to compete against men?
I didn't!
Or strong enough?
I didn't.
Yeah, but how'd you know the team would accept you?
I didn't.
Or that you'd even be allowed to compete?
I didn't.
That must have been tough. Didn't you ever just want to give up?
Yeah, but I didn't.
Nike brings the courage, determination, and inspiration to this athlete, to Chris. He's a transgender athlete entering the national sprinter team, and he's trying to push himself beyond his boundaries. Despite all the doubts he had, will he be strong enough? Will he be able to do his best? And here, in this video, Nike values brings a solution to the sprinter. But storytelling is not only a solution, that's more than a solution. It's the reason and the pledge of a brand. So to conclude my voice thread, I will try to talk a little bit about the idea we had with my group for our final project. We want to make an expectation versus reality of our lives here in Paris with all the cliché and all the things that we like, even if it's not like in our dreams. So it's an idea that we are trying to develop, and I hope it will be fun. I'm sure it will be fun. So see you next time.